We wanted more.
Oh man, we spoke about this. We spoke about this.
Yeah, exactly.
We spoke about this.
So when it was read out as a split decision, was there anything in the back of your mind that thought it could have gone the other way?
No, I still thought I won it. I was just like that. Whoever said Lima won is an idiot. That's all I thought.
How satisfied are you with the performance? Forgetting the scorecards.
The walkout was great. The walk. You know what? Yeah. I wanted to finish. I don't know. I feel like there was a few moments where I had him rocked, and I'm like, just remember what happened before. Take your time. I took my time. Obviously, recovered, and I realized that moment's kind of passed now. So I was like, okay, let's take my time again. And I feel like I was in that moment of take your time a bit too long now. Kind of going from one side to the next. So not entirely happy, but a result is a result. You know what I mean? If I'm going to relate it to Man United, they won by a hair or like a couple of seconds the other day. Still a win, regardless. It's not the best performance. You can criticize the performance, but they got there in the end. So at the end of the day, I'm happy.
Talking about learning from the first fight, there was a moment, I think it was the first round after Douglas had taken you down, and you backed away. And there was an option there where perhaps in the first fight you might have tried to get up, and that was when you got clipped in the first fight. But you stayed on your backside and fended him off with your legs. Was that moment going through your mind at the time when you were down there? 'Cause it was towards the end of the round as well.
Weirdly enough, no, not really. I kind of just felt that one just felt a bit more natural. I got up a couple of times, a bit more rash, but was paying attention to him a lot more. And as close as it probably felt to a lot of people, when I've got my eye on it, I'm very good at slipping things like that. And I felt comfortable. You know, it's those moments everyone's like, ooh, but I was just like, nah, it's cool. So I got up knowing he's still gonna be firing. So felt comfortable, to be fair. Sorry.
Sorry, Simon. You know, everybody's talking about it. What if there'd been a fourth and fifth round? Because I think universally people would like to see you and him fight again. Five rounds, maybe.
In all honesty, I would love to run that back.
It was so brilliant and technical. And
you know what it is? It was amazing. You know how I am, and I said I've spoken to all of you guys before. I'm petty. I know what I could have done. I know. And I was right there every single time. I don't know how many times I rocked him with an elbow, rocked him with a couple of right hands. I was there a few times. I know a few more things and I push him right over the edge and he doesn't get back up. He's a tough man, like 100%, like very tough man. There's some of those shots I know a lot of people wouldn't even go up from. Like I'd even cut. Damn, this guy's tough. But yeah, I'd run that back. I'd happily run that back. And just I need to prove it. It's there. I need to prove it.
This was obviously the first kind of rematch that you had to, go back and revisit. Have you learned anything, from yourself from that whole process?
Yeah, I think this time I got into my own head a little bit, but just more, like I said, I kind of gone from putting too much pressure on to not putting enough pressure on. And I should have. There's certain moments where I probably could have been a little bit more reckless, just to, like I said, just finish that fight. But that's about it, really. Just I felt good going into this fight. Always have that nervous feeling because he's a great athlete, but it felt good. I can't really complain about how I felt beforehand. I think I was definitely in the right mentality, but in there, I started to question myself a little bit. But that's it.
You had a little exchange with Douglas after the fight had finished. It looked all very cordial and respectful. What was said between the pair of you after that fight?
I said I hate him. You're a piece of shit. Wanted to kill you. Nah, come on. That guy's a lovely man. Genuinely inspirational in terms of what he's achieved. Inspirational as a human being. He's a very polite, lovely. It's hard. You can't be annoyed at that person. He is genuinely a really lovely person. He's the type of role model you want as an MMA fighter if your kids were watching. You know what I mean? Family man, you know what I mean? Shows that you can see the love for his family, you can see the hard work that he puts in, and you see the results as well. You know what I mean? So I can't fault him as a person.
Seeing you embracing the fans on the way back to the locker room, what was it like to fight back in the UK?
Today was something else, man. Literally, when I got into the cage and I saw Alexis, my coach, she's like, calm down, calm down, because I was just pumped, man. Seriously, and he's just like, just don't burn it all now. We haven't even thrown a punch or a kick yet. Oh man, electric in there, absolutely electric.
How do you keep calm? You know, obviously that walkout was so insane, and I'm sure that's the loudest I think I've ever heard the crowd in there for you.
Yeah.
But how do you keep your composure and keep calm when you have Skepta coming out, walking out with you, and the crowd going, you know, so insane?
You see your coach saying, calm down. There's not that. I'm scared of that guy. Whatever he says, I do. So the second he said, calm down, I was like, chill.
Does that help you? Does that energy help you channel your energy into the fight?
To be fair, I think it just gives me energy to just keep going. Like, I didn't feel tired in that fight at all, which is great. You know, 100% it's just the work that I put in beforehand. But also that sometimes, you know, he gave me a good kick on one of my legs, man, when I was on the floor. And he hit me. I was like, damn, man, how do you kick so damn hard? It's ridiculous. Everyone knows that film, Kickboxer, Tom Poe. I could just imagine walking past the change room, you just kicking the walls down, you know? That kick is dirty, man, I'm telling you. But yeah, like I say, I'm just happy to be here, smiling and just happy for the win.
And going in, you was ranked number 2, he was ranked number 1. Does the victory guarantee you a title shot next, you feel?
Yeah, no, I think the obvious, but in all honesty, I'm probably gonna push to just get this one back again. And as Gareth is saying, let's do 5 rounds. Why not? Do you know what I mean? Let's go longer. Because if by the end of the 3rd round that had happened again, I got 2 more rounds to find you and finish it properly. Do you know what I mean? But if I balance out, if I've gone from one end to the next, let's hopefully I find that in the middle, and like I said, I finish him.
You'd rather have that over a title shot?
Yeah, I've been telling people from the beginning, I feel like no one really listens. I don't care about the title. It's a belt. Who cares, man? Like, how many people that are title holders that are nowhere near as popular as I am? Belt don't mean anything. Like, it does, obviously, but for me it doesn't. I swear to you, that moment there, there's so many belt holders in Bellator that couldn't pull that off. Like I say that with confidence. There is a lot of people that cannot pull what I did today. And I feel like people are drawn to me because of my enjoyment for the sport, not because I'm chasing anything. Do you know what I mean? And like I say, it's more about me and my journey. I want to prove things to myself. I didn't get to prove that today. I won, but I didn't get to prove what I wanted to prove, which is just make his eyes roll to the back of his head and just not get back up. And I know I can do it. So I prefer to run it back.
Michael, if I talk to the specifics of the fight for a second, pre-fight you said that you had a couple of things, a couple of tricks up your sleeve that you thought were going to lead to a high-low real knockout. In the middle of the fight, I'm watching it, I can see you doing the old Chuck Liddell thing, distracting him with the left. Looks like he holds his left hand low. Seemed like you were going to try and take him out with the lead right hand from orthodox. Was that in the plan?
That's always in the plan. It's obviously a shot, you know, down the middle, and that sniper shot that I catch a lot. But that wasn't going to be the one that was going to make it viral. Definitely wasn't. But seeing as we may go again, I can't actually reveal that.
It's one of the most satisfying things about tonight. That you can tell me if I'm wrong, but you were actually just comfortable in there for 15 minutes, even though you were in some discomfortable positions.
Yeah, no. To be fair, again, he's a world class athlete. You know what I mean? And it didn't feel like much to me. He felt like
he tests you.
He tests me and challenged me in terms of like the technical aspect.
Yeah.
But that's the best. You know what I mean? And it's been the best for a while, and I'm up there. You know, I'm up there. And a lot of people, you know, always like to second guess my style and, you know, how good I actually am. But even someone like him, I kind of nullified him. And again, once again, I've made someone that is known for knocking people out decide to be like, no, forget this, man. Like, let's just go on the floor. And even still couldn't do much, but he still was happier there than having me bounce around in front of him. So I feel like I've proved my talent in terms of my striking ability. It was in my game plan to just be boring on the floor because I was hoping we'd get stood up. So I can, again, just go back for I can go for the older jiu-jitsu thing, but it's just it was just an unnecessary risk when we always go with game plan. Make it boring. Hope for the ref to, especially in this kind of crowd, I was hoping he's pressured into being like, stand
Second
up.
time,
Yeah, you know what I mean? I was hoping he's just gonna, the crowd's gonna be on him and he was just gonna be like, but he's a great referee, obviously, so he's not gonna be pushed like that. But I was hoping for that so I can get back up and finish it.
Michael, you said you wanted to prove that your level's above him. Do you feel that you did that, even though I know you're saying you're frustrated you didn't get the stoppage?
Yeah, no, no, like I feel like I proved I'm on the same level as, but not above because it's too close a fight, which is why I'd prefer to put him to sleep. But then there's no doubt. There's no doubt. You know what I mean? I'll keep relating to football, but if I just beat you by a goal or I beat you by 5 goals, there's a big difference. Again, a win is a win, but if I beat you by 5 goals, I thrashed you. Like, there's a level. If I beat you by 1 goal, it's like, man, that could have, if they play again, it could go anyway. I don't like that. I'd prefer to be like, you know what? That first fight, it was lucky. And this fight proved that first fight was lucky. Now it still seems like, oh, you know what, he won the first one and almost won the second one. You know what I mean?
It's admirable, like, why you want to have a definitive ending to it. But I mean, the title shot is right there. Like, it's right there. But is your thought process also kind of attached to? I remember when we talked that Yaroslav said that he's going to take like the next 9 months out. Is that all almost at the forefront of your mind when you're making this decision as well, or is it just purely just to, as you say, roll his eyes to the back of his head?
It was I'm gonna go back one more time. No one asked me this again. I don't care about the belt. Seriously.
I was late.
Yeah, I was there.
That's all right.
BMT.
You laugh because it's true.
Can we ask you this then, right? It was an amazing atmosphere tonight.
Oh man, yeah.
There is enormous support for you.
Yeah.
We're on the, BBC iPlayer it live on Friday night in prime time. We need big stars and we need the opportunity to have that platform. Do you feel like you're beginning to get that tonight?
Yeah, you know what? If anybody, I will keep relating it now because even as a
like properly mainstream.
I feel even as a spectator, as in when I was in the back and I was watching, I was like, man, the place is filled already. This was like way before the main card even happened, and I was like, in my head, I was like, that's for me. Like they've come because they're so excited to just see what I'm gonna bring. They've come early, and again, normally, just getting to the main card and people are slowly dripping in, and people were there, front row and center, like, man, I need to see everything.
Don't you think you'd be good on something like Strictly? I think you'd be pretty good. I think it'd be pretty hard to people to dance against you.
I got moves, I'm just saying. But
could you do something like that?
No, 100%. But I feel like that's for like end of your career. No disrespect. No disrespect to people. But I feel like I'm about to retire. Let me go and just to stay relevant. I'll dance in front of the crowd when I'm beating people up. Forget that. But yeah.
Do it while you're fighting and then bring that crowd back to the
No, yeah, I could do, but nah, I'm not too fussed for that.
All right, one or two more, guys.
Michael, feints. You look like in the first round, especially the first half, you look like you were killing him and backing him with feints. You eased off on that in the second and third. Do you feel like if you do over in the end, that you'll stick to the feints and keep baffling him, keep confusing him?
Yeah, and I just pulled the trigger a little bit more. The feints were working, but I tell my students this as well. After a while, you stop believing. So if you feint, it's like, oh shit, something's gonna come. Man, it ain't come for 8, man. And that's what started to happen. He just like, whatever, and just put his front foot, and then it changes my distancing. So if I go too early and I can see what he was trying to go for, exactly the same thing. If I read it at the wrong time, he would have tried to sweep my leg out, and so on and so forth. And again, the only time he really found a big kick this time was when I was on the floors. Obviously, I'm stationary. Outside of that, how many times did he miss this time? So again, I'm reading that. Like, I know I got that on lock in terms of when I'm standing on my feet, he ain't giving me that kick anymore. But as you say, the feints were there, but then I need to land something to make him go, okay. So the next time I start feinting, he's still worried. And that was my mistake this time. Again, just not really kind of going for it.
What's the end goal for you? I know you say you're nowhere near retirement right now, and you have also said that the belt and belts don't matter. So when you do eventually get to that point where you do hang up the gloves, what's going to be the top thing on your achievement list that
Strictly.
perhaps you haven't?
Saying it. I'm saying it. Saying it.
No, top thing I'm achieving is, you know what it is. Within this sport, it's a difficult sport. In all honesty, my main goal long term is we need to change what's happening with fighters' pay and so on and so forth. It's a big talk and what's going on right now. There's a couple of things I'm trying to work on in the background. Not going to say too much just yet, but I'd love to be a big part of why the next generation actually gets paid. And then for me personally, I'm looking to go down the movie route. I know I've spoken to people before. I want to get into acting and so on and so forth. I've created a lot of network. I'm actually writing a script with amazing, beautiful lady over there, Sabakia, producer. We're writing a series that should be coming out soon. Well, soon. We're building on that, working on that. It's going to take a little while, but we're doing a lot. There's a lot that's going on. MMA is my platform to then shift eyes to other things that we're trying to work on. This is why belts is belts. Like everyone else can chase that. I'm chasing something bigger. People are going to forget a lot of champions. You're always going to remember MVP.
And I suppose with like Dolph Lundgren and Randy in the crowd talking about movies, you know, like pop up in Expendables 4.
Man, that movie's a bit played out, but don't tell him that though. Nah, I do a little cameo, you know, come in, just punch someone in the face, bounce. Everything, it has to be the right movies, it has to be the right thing. Even with here, I'm very tactical about what I do. I'm not going to be in anybody's movie where they're beating me up, full stop. I'm the one and only MVP. Everything I do, I'm trying to make. It has to be big. You're not going to see me in these random scripts. When you see me on the screen, you're going to be like, damn, he got that part. Yeah.
We're after a new 007.
Hey, Idris, move over.
He's cool. He's old.
Like, you said that. Turn the camera around, just so he knows. You said that. Idris, I love you.
Who did it better, you or Cristiano at the end there?
Oh man, that was just a tribute to him, my team. I'm gassed that he's back.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do that over his dead body. I'm over his body.
Sure.
That's supposed to be in my head, but Guys, thank you very much, man. Strictly time.